On a summer's day in northern Afghanistan, 25-year-old Siddiqa waits to die. This village is under Taliban rule. She eloped with a married man and has been found guilty of adultery. A mullah reads the charges. In the name of the Taliban, the judgment is passed. The sentence is death. These men will cast the stones. Incredibly, she survives the hundreds of rocks thrown, but then this. We can only show a fraction of the video. Nader Naderi, an Afghan human rights campaigner, watched it all.
When I was watching this, it not only reminded me of those days in Kabul and other parts of the country, but it created a feeling of fear, a feeling of further hatred of this group, but a feeling of fear. What if they return back?
After they stoned and shot Siddiqa, her lover Khayyam was brought forward. The couple were lured home under the false promise that they wouldn't be harmed. Even at the end, Siddiqa and Khayyam refused to renounce their love. The attack on him was even more ferocious. It's nearly 6 months since the stoning took place and no one has been charged. The Afghan authorities have now seen the footage. The village where it took place is still in Taliban hands, but the government say they hope to retake it soon. And they also say they know who is responsible for the stoning, who gave the orders and who carried them out. The killers, they promise, will be brought to justice. By telephone and through a translator, I contacted a Taliban spokesman. Many people in Afghanistan have been horrified by this sentence. They've said that it was both brutal and it was inhumane and it was unconstitutional. How would you respond to the people in Afghanistan, Afghans, who've been disgusted by this sentencing?
Anyone who knows about Islam knows that stoning is Islamic law. There are people who call it inhuman, but in doing so, they insult the Prophet.
A judge passes sentence. This is a rare glimpse inside a Taliban court, not far from Kabul. Here, their extreme view of Islam and the Quran is unquestioned and in demand. What is this constitution, he asks, compared to the word of God? A constitution is made by corrupt men with influence from the West. The court hears cases, many of them mundane, all day long. This man says, bribery and corruption are everywhere in the government's courts. If you don't have money, then nothing is done. So we come here to the Taliban and we get immediate justice. Convincing Afghans otherwise will be crucial to winning the war.
Communities that are terrorised don't have choices, and it is absolutely critical that the Afghan government competes head-on with the Taliban in this area, in the area of rule of law.
For Siddiqa, the hole where she stood is now her grave. Every stone that fell here is a blow to a government that must still win the trust of its people. The lovers lie dead, their task complete, the killers depart. Quentin Sommerville, BBC News, Kabul.